life, your style. I'm your host, Rachelle McCray. If you're like me, you've made a New Year's resolution to live a healthier life. We'll show you how heading outdoors can achieve that goal and a few other resolutions too. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up in the show. We'll visit a piece of Arizona history and check out the Hayden Flour Mill. Good things come in threes, and that's also true when it comes to decorating. Great tips to give your home a polished feel. And we'll find out the best hiking trails for you and your family. All that and more on this episode of Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style. We're at the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, one of the most beautiful places to get out and hike. And joining me now is Paul Staker of the McDowell Sonoran Conservancy. Paul, this time of year, people are making resolutions. They want to spend time with their family. They want to get more fit. Is this a place that they can do those things?
Absolutely. We have over 200 miles of trails here that range from steep mountainous trails to rolling hillside to ADA accessible trails. So it's certainly a wonderful place for anybody to come out and experience the desert.
It seems like there's a lot to do here. Can you talk to us a little bit about the options that we have when we come and visit?
Well, in addition to hiking, for those who might be interested in mountain biking or riding horseback for equestrians, we have options for those as well. All of our trails are multi-use to be used by all those groups. There are areas near our Tom Stump trailhead that are excellent opportunities for rock climbers. If you want to find out a little bit more, you can go on our website, which is McDowellSonoran.org. That is the Conservancy website. And you'll find out a lot about what's out here. If you come out here, on most mornings, the Conservancy has pathfinders out here who are people who can get into more details with you, talk to you about what you're looking for, and give you specific ideas of what you might want to be doing.
Now, what about skill level? I don't happen to be a very experienced hiker. How do I choose the trail that's right for me and my fitness level?
I would encourage you to talk to one of our pathfinders if they're out here. If they are not, you can certainly just start exploring. If you find that a trail is too challenging for you, I'd encourage you to come back to the trailhead and maybe try something else. On the website, there's information that gives the difficulty of each of the trails that may be of use to you.
And are there any other tips or insider information that you can share as we prepare to visit?
Well, the two things that we encourage all visitors to do is to have adequate water and to have a good pair of shoes. Even at this time of the year, it's a little bit cooler, but it's still dry out here, so having enough water is important. Even though our trails are very well signed, it's hard to get lost out here. It's an excellent idea to have a map as well. So again, just come out here, explore, don't overestimate your abilities, and I think you'll be just fine.
Paul, this is such great information for all of us, and I know you're going to be back a little later in the show talking to us about things we can do here that are both fun and educational. You hope your child never has to spend time in a hospital, but we're lucky enough to have one of the best in the country in our own backyard, Phoenix Children's. Let's take a look to see why their surgical team is so great.
I'm Dan Osley. I'm the Surgeon-in-Chief and Chair of Surgery at Phoenix Children's Hospital. The Department of Surgery at Phoenix Children's Hospital is really an all-encompassing department of surgery. We have 9 divisions that cover all areas of surgical specialties. Those 9 divisions include general surgery, neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, urology, ophthalmology, ENT, plastic surgery, dermatology, and congenital heart cardiac surgery. We've been very fortunate. We've been able to add all 9 disciplines now. Prior to about a year and a half ago, we didn't have that. So we've now added pediatric general surgery, pediatric otolaryngology, pediatric plastic surgery, and that has really broadened what we can do. There's a lot of crossover between those disciplines. It's not uncommon for us to have an operation that requires 3 different disciplines to do it. And now that we're all on the same team, so to speak, it's only going to get better. Every single provider that exists inside those 9 surgical specialties have all been trained in whatever subspecialty of pediatric surgery that they do. That's unique because not every place in the country does that. Some places have adult trained surgeons doing pediatric surgery cases. which is accepted in some places. In our organization, we truly value that extra training, that focus on just pediatric surgical care. The surgical outcomes here are as good as any place I've ever been. The patients and the families should expect that they can get the best outcome here as they compare to any place else in the country. If you look at our congenital heart program, we're consistently ranked in the top 5 in the country with outcomes that beat pretty much every other hospital. We have something called an ODE ratio, which is the observed to expected ratio for an operation. The observed to expected ratio for cardiac surgery is currently at about 0.53, which means that we save 2 children for every one that should have died. That's the kind of quality that we're expecting to give every one of our patients. In addition, we have a very strong trauma department that's been on the cutting edge of research, specifically looking at blunt abdominal injury. So we're trying to figure out the best way to manage blunt abdominal injury, saving organs that would normally have been taken out, as well as shortening length of stay. Another important program that we offer here at Phoenix Children's Hospital is transplantation for solid organs. There's 3 types of transplantation we do: cardiac transplantation, we do liver transplantation, and kidney transplantation. If you look at in the neurosurgery arena, for example, we now have the ability to ablate tumors without large craniotomies. In the general surgery world, we do the most advanced minimally invasive surgery in tiny babies where we don't have to make big incisions. We can do it all through a scope and tiny instruments. So I think the technology side of what we're willing to commit to at the Phoenix Children's Hospital is as good as anything in the country as well. So if you look at the staff, the people, and the technology from a surgery standpoint, I don't think we can find a better place.
Hitting the trail with your pooch can be fun, but just like you, they need water. Make sure you bring water and a portable dish, and consider getting booties to keep their paws from getting cut up on the hike. Here's what's coming up next. Need an idea for dinner that's easy and will please everyone? Papa Murphy's has some great ideas. And we'll explore the tiny house movement in northern Arizona. Simpler life may be one of your goals for the new year, so why not downsize? We're headed to northern Arizona to get in on the tiny house movement.
Hi, I'm Steve Dedman. I own Luck City here in Lakeside, Arizona. When I was a kid, I played Monopoly for the very first time, so I always knew that I was going to be in real estate in some way. I was a very poor kid, and so my goal has always been, how do you live life without killing yourself? Since then, I've always wanted to do something to help people and give somebody that affordable living. And here we are in Luck City, first tiny home community in Arizona. We're in Lakeside, Arizona. We're in between Pine Top and Sholo, Arizona, up in the high country. We got some pines, beautiful country up here. Luxury tiny home living is kind of that slogan of we can upgrade your tiny home to kind of whatever you want to. The max we'll build is 400 square foot, and we can pretty much put any of your wants and dreams within that square footage, so therefore we're luxury. And the difference is we're trying to create a community that people are proud to come home to. We have families here. We have a husband, wife, and 2 kids living in our tiny home, so it's enough room, and the demographic is everywhere. It's a beautiful thing because everybody can benefit from this.
I'm Sherry. I'm a resident of Luck City. I love it. I'm claustrophobic. So the concept kind of confused people when I told them we were getting ready to move up here. My husband and I live here with 2 dogs and a cat. We made it to our 39th wedding anniversary without killing each other, so that worked. I work now as an on-site salesperson for Luck City. I have a little office sign out on the front of the house, and people will stop in, and the first words is, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much room you could have." They don't believe that it's only 399 square feet. And I'm like, we could get out the tape measure if you'd like to figure this out, but it really is 399 square feet. We have a full-size kitchen. We have our living area. The bedroom does fit a queen-size bed very comfortably. We have a full-size closet. We have a full-size washer and dryer behind a barn door in the bedroom. We have a huge corner shower. We've had the big house, we've had the vehicles, we've had the toys, but here I have everything I need.
My goal is to help people live a sustainable life and not worry about, well, I gotta work so hard to pay my mortgage and I gotta work so hard to pay for this or this and this. You know, live your life and enjoy and relax. That's the idea. Everything I've done here, you see, is all part of me. This road in general right here is named after my sister, Stacy Erlene. I lost her to cancer and I wanted to give something back to her. And a couple of my roads here are named after my kids. This is who I am. Who I am is Luxtony.
Family dinner can be the perfect way to catch up on the day, and Papa Murphy's makes it easy to put dinner on the table.
Papa Murphy's is a take and bake pizza franchise. It started in 1980 out of Oregon. And what we essentially do is create your pizza in our stores and then send it home with you to bake in your own oven. And then it's up to you to just cook it in about 15 minutes. Comes out of your oven hot and fresh and ready to eat. So we use only the freshest ingredients on all of our pizza toppings. Our cheese is whole milk mozzarella. We also do a lot of topping cheese, which is a cheddar and provolone mixture, a smoked provolone. And then all of our vegetables come in whole, like you would buy them in a grocery store. We chop everything here in-house and slice it or dice it for your pizza toppings, including Roma tomatoes, zucchini, mushrooms, bell peppers, mixed onions, that sort of thing. We also offer premium vegetables like sun-dried tomatoes, artichokes, and fresh spinach. And then all of our meats are a butcher quality meat, so you're getting the best pepperoni, the best sausage. We have premium toppings like Angus steak and fennel sausage, as well as your traditional Canadian bacon, salamis, ground beef, that sort of thing. I think what makes Papa Murphy's most unique is that you as a consumer get to come into our stores, watch your pizza being made right in front of you with all of the best ingredients. And we really pride ourselves on all of that high quality that you get as a consumer on your toppings. And I think that our dough is really unique. We make our dough in-house every day, so it's a very fresh pizza crust. And we can offer that to you in a thin crust, a regular crust, a pan crust. And so you have your choice. And you really get to, make and create your own pizza that's unique to you and what your family wants to eat. So in Phoenix, we have 48 Papa Murphy's locations around the valley. So you should be able to find one fairly close to you. And you can stop in and create your pizza and make it here. You can call it in. You can also go to online and order at papamurphys.com. And then when you come in, it's already ready and you can just grab it and go. So I think what's great about Papa Murphy's is, everybody's running around, everybody's busy. You can grab the pizza, get home, put it in the fridge, and then when the whole family's finally there together after work and school and all the extracurricular activities that are happening, you can get that pizza in the oven, and 15 minutes later you're sitting down with your whole family and you're having a meal together. And that's what's so great about Papa Murphy's, because you don't have to wait for delivery. You don't have to, have somebody eating a cold pizza. You're all there, you're ready, and it's like you made it at home yourself.
Want to spend more time outdoors with the family? Invest in some outdoor games like badminton or horseshoes, or buy some sidewalk chalk and design a mural as a family. Here's what's coming up next on Arizona Living. If hiking doesn't sound fun, there are plenty of other outdoor activities at the McDowell Sonoran Preserve to enjoy. We'll check them out. And we'll take a tour of the historic Hayden Flour Mill. look in your home is easy thanks to this tip from our furniture experts.
Hi there, I'm Ashley Kaminsky with American Furniture Warehouse, and in this video we're going to be talking about texture. Let's take a look at this space and see what elements we incorporated to add that texture. One quick and easy way to add texture to your space is by the pillows. This fringe pillow, for example, has a lot of movement and adds visual interest. These lamps are another great way to add texture. As you can see, we have this nice linen barrel shade, and we have it mixed with this wire brush finish on the base. Even the variation in color offers that textural element. You can easily add texture to your space with the furniture pieces. The coffee table provides great texture with the mixed media of the wood and the metal. Incorporating texture in your space is so simple, yet it provides a big impact. We hope that you use these tips in your own home. Thanks for watching.
We're back at the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, and I'm with Paul Staker. Paul, tell me why it's so important and what the role is of the McDowell Sonoran Conservancy.
Well, the Conservancy was founded over 25 years ago as an advocacy group that really pushed to have this preserve created in the first place. Now that the preserve has been created, it is owned by the City of Scottsdale, but we work with them as their partners to make sure that it's preserved for future generations as well. In the early years, we focused on items like patrolling the trails, maintaining the trails. Today, we focus much more on scientific research and education, both for adults and for young people.
And it seems like a very special place for us to have in our own backyard. Why do you think that is?
It really is very unique. This is the largest city-owned preserve in the country with over 30,000 acres. And to have something so close to urban areas is just a wonderful thing for all the residents in this area.
Now, you have a new exhibit called History in the Desert. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That exhibit was provided to us very generously by the Arizona Heritage Center, and they will continue to be here for the next 8 months with an exhibit that focuses on the ranching history of the Browns Ranch area.
Are there some events that we might be able to attend if hiking maybe isn't our thing?
Well, if you are interested in hiking but are uncomfortable doing that for the first time, we offer quite a few educational hikes that are guided by our Conservancy stewards. And they offer topics of general interest to the public. Many of them are educationally focused on areas. One recent one that we did was the life cycle of the saguaro. We offer bird walks, and right here in the amphitheater at Browns Ranch every month we have small talks where we bring in experts from the outside. Most recently we had Southwest Wildlife bring in live animals, which of course is always interesting to families.
So, if I've never been, what is the one reason that I should head out to the preserve?
Well, we just encourage you to come out. Just so much here. If you've never experienced the natural desert before, you may think of it as a barren spot. It's far from that. You'll be amazed by the beauty of the area. So we encourage you always to just come out and explore, see what we have here, and I think you'll enjoy it very much.
It really is beautiful. Paul, thank you for joining us. And if you want to find out more about the preserve and the Conservancy, just head to their website. When we come back, we explore Arizona history at the Hayden Flour Mill. The Hayden Flour Mill has been a staple in Tempe for decades. Let's check out this amazing place.
So this is the Hayden Flour Mill, from which Mill Avenue got its name. The building here, the mill building, was built in 1918. It actually replaced an earlier mill building that was made of adobe. First completed in 1874, it burned in a catastrophic fire in 1917. They decided to replace it with a poured-in-place concrete building, and of course, we could see that decision was a good one because it stands today. The flour mill is directly connected with Charles Hayden, who is credited as being Tempe's founder. Now, in actuality, Charles Hayden certainly organized what became the city of Tempe today, but in truth, there were many Hispanic residents already settled in the area, and at that time Arizona was a territory. The territorial capital was in Prescott. Settled, had thought about the possibility of a sawmill, decided that wasn't going to work, made his trip up to Prescott, went back down to Tucson, began to think about how it is exactly that he could settle here. This was prior to the dams on the Salt River, prior to the Theodore Roosevelt Dam, prior to that kind of chain of flood control and power generation facilities. And actually the flour mill was the longest running enterprise in the valley. It was first completed in 1874. It actually ran as a flour mill until 1998. It's been closed since that time. There have been some proposals for redevelopment during that period. There is now a proposal for redevelopment that will make use of it, preserve its historic character, but open it to the public and make it a real destination here in downtown Tempe.
I want to thank Paul from the McDowell Sonoran Conservancy for giving us information on this beautiful area. Before we go, we want to share a few more tips. Turn your hike into a fun picnic. Pack sandwiches and veggies for lunch or get romantic with a sunset picnic. Nature is gorgeous and taking photos is always fun. To get a good pic, try a sunrise hike. And always be sure to pay attention to your surroundings and stay safe if you do snap a selfie. Finally, if having a work-life balance is on your list for this year, enjoying the outdoors is one of the best ways to achieve that. And a bonus, it relieves stress. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Arizona Living Your Life, Your Style, where we help you live your best life.